The dealership was sleek, polished to perfection. The cars gleamed under the bright lights, each one looking like the next symbol of status and luxury. But Clint Eastwood wasn't here to admire the cars. He was here for something far more important. For weeks he had been hearing rumors about a car dealer who was selling defective vehicles to unsuspecting buyers, using deceptive tactics and hidden fees. Clint wasn't the type of man to stand by while people were taken advantage of. He walked into the showroom, his boots making a steady thud on the polished floor. The dealer, a slick man with a too-perfect smile, stood behind his desk, eyeing Clint with suspicion. The dealer adjusted his tie, trying to maintain his air of confidence. "Can I help you, sir?" he asked, his tone dripping with false sweetness. Clint didn't respond immediately. He scanned the showroom, taking in the pristine cars and the high-priced tags hanging off them. "I'm here because I've been hearing some stories," Clint finally said, his voice calm but firm. The dealer's face flickered for a moment, but he quickly regained control. "What kind of stories?" The slick smile was still plastered on his face, but Clint could see through it. "The kind where people buy cars from you and end up with nothing but trouble," Clint said, his eyes narrowing. The dealer's eyes flashed with anger, but he quickly covered it with a fake laugh. "I assure you, sir, our cars are top-notch. We only sell the best." Clint raised an eyebrow. "The best? People have been coming to me with complaints. Complaints about hidden fees, faulty engines, and cars that break down after a month." The dealer's smile faltered for the first time, and Clint saw his chance. "How many people have you taken advantage of before someone decided to step in and do something about it?" The dealer's arrogance began to crack. He leaned forward, his voice suddenly defensive. "You don't know what you're talking about," he spat, trying to regain control. "These are high-quality cars. If people can't pay for them, that's not my problem." Clint's gaze didn't shift. "It's people like you who think you can get away with anything just because you've got a nice suit and a clean office. But there's a price to pay for deceiving others." The dealer stood up, trying to assert his power, but Clint wasn't intimidated. "You're going to pay for this," Clint said, his voice low and filled with authority. He stepped forward, pulling out a file of complaints and evidence he had gathered over the past few weeks. Customers who had been charged for repairs that were never done, vehicles sold without the proper warranties, and more. "You thought no one would notice," Clint continued. "But now, it's time for you to face the consequences." Double asterisk. The dealer's face drained of color as Clint dropped the file onto the desk, the papers spilling out like a stack of broken promises. "You think your fancy office and smooth talking can hide your crimes?" Clint asked, his voice still calm but filled with the weight of years of justice. The dealer stepped back, his bravado slipping away completely. I didn't mean for it to go this far," the dealer mumbled, his arrogance now replaced with fear. Clint stepped closer, his eyes locked on the man. "It's too late for that. You've hurt too many people, and now you're going to make it right." The authorities arrived soon after, and the dealer was escorted away in handcuffs, his empire of lies and deceit crumbling around him. Clint didn't need to watch it happen. He had done what was necessary. He had made sure justice was served. The people who had been deceived now had a chance to get what they deserved, thanks to Clint's intervention. And if you want to see more of Clint Eastwood's brand of justice, where no one can hide behind a mask of lies, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, because Clint Eastwood makes sure the truth always comes to light.